alright there everyone, hope you're all keeping safe out there. Today I thought I'd take a look at the Transformers Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron. A figure I've been waiting a few weeks for, because like the rest of the Kingdom Wave 1 shipped like late December, and this fella's arrived about 2 days ago. But yeah, was it worth the wait? Well, let's see. Straight off the bat, this figure looks great. I'm happy with him. I have a few gripes, but I'll get into that in time. I managed to pre-order this fella from Inderman Toys. Really good store. If you're going to buy like a whole wave at a time from Transformers, it's normally a good idea to go to them. They do free shipping over 50 quid. Like all this Beast Wars stuff, even though their figures were released at different times, because I'd ordered them all together, they honoured the free shipping for the pieces that came separately, even though like the ones that came on their own wouldn't have qualified for free shipping. They still honoured it, so that was really cool. Plus you get to earn points if you register with them to use towards future purchases, which is always cool. Okay, and now you know what I do. Just a quick rundown. Beast Wars Megatron first appeared in obviously the Beast Wars cartoon. This figure is based on Megatron's first appearance in the show, which is a big purple dinosaur. From our imagination and when he's no, not that big 90s dinosaur. Don't know why that appeared in my head then. Really great, charismatic character. The main villain of the show, voiced by the great David Kay. Really cool. And he didn't stay in this form for long. The show was obviously about selling toys, so characters changed appearances quite often. But this appearance is also the one currently appearing in IDW's current. That's a lot of currents. An IDW's Beast Wars series, the one that's just started. Looks really cool in that. So yeah, I thought, well, I've got to get this figure. I was going to get him anyway, but the fact there's also a series running at the moment which also has him in this form really sealed the deal on me getting him, and obviously the rest of the figures in this wave. And okay, so I'll start off with him in T-Rex mode. He looks really good. It's not a flawless transformation, but it looks good. It looks like a robot trying to be a dinosaur. And yeah, it's panelly, it's got a few gaps, but it's really good. It's a really nice, like it takes the design of the old Beast Wars T-Rex, but has it look more like an actual T-Rex. Like there's no coincidence that this figure is apparently getting redone into a Jurassic Park crossover figure, into Rexy, the big T-Rex from the Jurassic Park. You can definitely see why. I mean, the head sculpt, you can see it takes so much from that Jurassic Park T-Rex design, which is in its own way iconic, but here it still looks really good. The red eyes, really cool. I think the colour scheme, I know why they did purple and green, because like Decepticon colours, but this was the 90s, so yeah, I'm guessing someone might have seen Barney the dinosaur at some point and thought, yeah, we'll make a villain out of that. But the dinosaur mode, really well articulated. Bounces a lot better than I thought it would. It's a lot more fluid in its motion. No matter what you do with it, it flows well. The panelling on the neck moves and is spring loaded to keep tight to the neck as you move it. That's really cool. Jaw opens, it opens really wide. You go past a certain point and it kind of breaks the illusion, but there's like a membrane sculpted inside, so up to a certain point as you open the jaw, you get like faux jaw muscles. That's really cool. And yeah, overall I really like it. Even the tail's articulated, which is kind of cool, because the tail eventually becomes the arm of the figure, but it adds a lot of motion to it. And the figure's really, well, the legs are quite heavy. There's thick rubber on the base of the feet, which has got a nice grip to it, but also a good deal of weight to keep it planted. And yeah, I actually really like this mode. Comparing him to some other Kingdom Beast Wars characters I've got, first up, well, it's got to be Optimus Primal and his gorilla mode. They look good together. They're in scale, the show models. They're really cool. I'm glad I got them. Optimus Primal. No. I'd say that they both definitely go for this like real animal-esque appearance, and it really works. Next to the Predacon in my collection from the first series of the show, Black Arachnia, looks really cool next to her. In scale again to the cartoon models. Can't fault it for that. It's actually really, really cool. And she still creeps me the hell out. And here he is with the only other. Well, no, I've actually got another one, but I can't be bothered to transform Cheetor into cat mode. It's a pain. Here he is with Rat Trap, a core class figure, the smallest member of the original, smallest toy made of a member of the original Beast Wars series cast, and yet again in scale works really great. Now transformation is interesting. It follows a lot like the classic, the original toys transformation scheme, but with a few few tweaks, just to modernizations, and I'll quickly get him transformed. Actually, just it'll give me a chance to work on my David K impersonation. Just 1 second.
Megatron, terrorize!
I think that was a pretty good impersonation, don't you? In robot mode, Megatron looks great. It's Beast Wars Megatron. He looks fantastic. The proportions are great. The iconic T-Rex hand, or T-Rex arm, or T-Rex head arm, shall I say, looks great. The tail claw looks great. The face sculpt is amazing. Only gripe I have with the figure is this liberal use of this yellowy, fleshy colour. I get what it was on like the original design, kind of, but it was just, there wasn't as much. It was a lot more muted. It was kind of more like a lighter pink, but this sort of like yellowy flesh colour, it detracts from the toy. It stands out. It breaks up the colour scheme way too much. Like his iconic shoulder pads, which are the purple with a little hint of green, are now yellow with a little hint of purple in the corners, and like the claw weapon is yellow, and just there's too much of this yellowy fleshy colour. It makes me want to sort of like go over it maybe with some paint remover and try and strip back and get cause it's all painted on like plastic, which is already in my opinion in the right colours and the purples. I might be tempted to try and take it off, or maybe to carve or release the figure with a bit of a better use of colours, because like the paint on the figure looks great. The greys, the purples, the silvers, the greens, all looks brilliant, and like I can't fault anything for that. It's just this yellowy colour, it doesn't work. I mean, I'll take a closer look at the face sculpt. I mean, this face sculpt and the paintwork on it is amazing. It's straight out the Beast Wars cartoon. It looks brilliant, but as you can see, like there's just too much yellow going on around it, and I think it doesn't ruin the figure, because this is a beautiful figure. It shouldn't be there. It's an extra colour which isn't needed, and even if they'd like done like just a tiny bit of this light colour, if they wanted to use it, maybe just to add some, because it's all the stuff that's like the underbelly, the T-Rex mode, but it just doesn't look right. And I mean, this figure is a great figure regardless of this other colour and all that lot, because it balances really well. It's really well articulated. I mean, look, because of those big heavy feet, it can do a stance which I actually didn't think it could do. I mean, it has a bit of a, this is kind of due to the backpack, because a lot of the dinosaur bits shell form around the back, which is what happened with the original toy, and it's a bit more egregious here, but I can live with it. I like it. The articulation's good. It balances well. It's dynamic. It's just, I don't know, it's that colour throws it off a little bit. And and just going on to some features, it has T-Rex head arm. The mouth can open fully. Shows a blaster inside, which is kind of cool, which is what it did in the original series. It was his main offensive weapon was like a Godzilla-esque laser blast breath hidden in the T-Rex head, which is kind of cool. And what's nice is they left a port so you can put in some effects parts, like from the Siege and Earthrise Battle Masters. They'll fit in there, or stuff in the accessory pack. Only actual problem is, because of where the port is and how close it is to the roof of the dinosaur mouth, you can't put anything wide in there exactly. You're stuck with kind of like the very skinny small ones, or the ones that have like a long trailing effect. They look alright, but I do kind of wish we could get a larger effect that would fit in there. Maybe we might get a Kingdom accessory pack and might have something specially made that fits into Megatron's mouth, because that'd be really cool, just to take advantage of that port being there. His other arm also has his other like main weapon, which is the giant claw made from the tail. It looks cool. It's articulated, so you can actually pin some stuff in it. And unlike the original toy, there's actually an arm sculpted in there with the hand. I kind of get the feeling, look at it, that at some point the idea was that the tail could come off, so you could just have his bare arm for holding things. There's the hint of a port in there. So I think at some point this is meant to come off, and you'd have another like weaponizer port. But as is, it works really well. You can put smaller figures in there for him to terrorise, for him to menace, and yeah, it looks really cool. Rat Trap looks good in there. I've really got no complaints with the look of it, except for obviously that yellowy painty colour. But also the fact he actually has a hand means he can actually hold accessories, which is actually really cool. I mean, like, I have him holding his namesake, Megatron, the little pistol that came in the accessory pack. Looks really cool. It kind of makes me wish he had the hunting rifle. I know that was a thing from like one episode, but I'm guessing at some point someone's going to actually make a third-party one, and that looked really cool. And of course, being part of the War for Cybertron line, he can take weaponizers, or in this case fossilizers, into some interesting results. You can have this terrifying like T-Rex skull clawing its way out of his own T-Rex mouth, which actually looks really cool, like a double biting T-Rex. That looks really cool. You can also use that port to use some of the blaster gun leg parts that came with Paleotrex, and give him like a long blaster coming out of his arm. It's really cool. It's just that's not gonna make the flip. Yeah, I maybe should have measured the clearance around the back. Anyway, his other arm obviously can hold other fossilizer parts. Just Paleotrex's spinal plate axe works well in his hand. It looks really cool. I do kind of wish there was more ports hidden away. Like there's ones on the bottom of his feet, but really, what you're going to put there from the fossilizer line? And yeah, again, it makes me think that shield, that claw weapon is meant to come off, because if you look, there's definitely the sculpting of a port there. It looks exactly like the one inside of his mouth, or the T-Rex mouth. I don't know, I might have a fiddle about and just see if that does actually come apart. Or there's some way of doing it. Okay, so as I say, I like this mode. Comparing it to some other figures in the line in their robot modes. Up first, of course, it's got to be Optimus Primal. They look great together. They're in scale. And it's actually really, really cool to see, like, nowadays, or in modern times, a modern update to these classic designs, these classic characters from, like, 25 years ago this year, I think, or 25 years ago no, I think it's this year, 25 years ago this year. It looked really, really cool together. I didn't think it'd be something I'd ever see again, because I thought, the only thing you ever really see get remade is G1, but no, seeing these Beast Wars figures get remade and re-released looks really cool. Here he's next to another Predacon, the deluxe class Black Arachnia. Yet again, okay, in scale, looks really great together. I can't wait for the rest of the crew to get released. I mean, I know Waspinator and Tarantula, so Waspinator and Scorponok definitely coming out soon. I'm guessing we're going to get Tarantulas as like a retool of the Black Arachnia mold, which is kind of cool because like Black Arachnia was a remold of him, and it's kind of cool to see the roles reversed. A Pterosaur. I really hope we get a Pterosaur. That's probably my favourite one. Yeah, like a Beast Wars Starscream. I loved him, he was great. Speaking of Predacons, here he is with the other Predacon I've got, which is Paleotrex, which is a Predacon name only. I kind of wish they made the fossilizers like alignment neutral, just had them be like a third party or third faction that all the others were using as tools, but you know. And here he's next to the smallest Kingdom figure I currently own, Rat Trap. God, he looks really tiny. I know this is actually probably still the correct scale. Maybe slightly smaller, but he still looks amazing. God, he looks amazingly small there, doesn't he? So that was that's the figure. So okay, what are my thoughts on the figure really? Final thoughts on it. I really recommend it. He's a great leader class figure. Even if you're not, even if you like, don't remember the original release of Beast Wars, if you're not as old as I am, not as crushingly old, and you don't remember it first time, it's still a great figure. Really cool, lots of potential for like repaints into, I say the Jurassic Park one. There was a Beast Machines version in red, which was called T-Rex, I think. That's gonna be really cool. I kind of wish I kind of hope they do that, should I say? And it looks really good on the shelf, and he's an iconic Transformers character at this point. He rose above just being an animal version of the classic G1 Megatron into his own character with his own legacy. So yeah, that's it. As I said, I highly recommend the figure. If you can get him, get him. He's beautiful. And that's it, folks. As always, stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-da!